Hi, this is Ridea Keeping It Real, and we are reading through the Bible using the Good News Bible, and we're on the book of Sirach, and we're on chapter 16 actually. We're in the book of Sirach, chapter 16, and took a break from reading through the Bible, and we did a series on reading the proverb of the day, so we just finished that. So, and we're back on Sirach, which is about wisdom, still about wisdom, just like Proverbs was about wisdom. We're still talking about wisdom, getting wisdom, how to get wisdom, how to be wise, and who wouldn't want that, right? So in all that getting, get understanding, get wisdom. So here we go. Let's get started. It's the Sabbath. I may not upload this on the Sabbath, but I'm recording it on the Sabbath. Here we go. This is Sirach from the Apocrypha, which I call Beyond the 66 Books. God's punishment of sinners. A large family is nothing to be desired if the children are worthless. Godless sons are nothing to be proud of. No matter how many children you have, don't look on them with pride unless they fear the Most High. Don't put much hope in their future or expect them to live a long time. One child who does the Most High's will is better than 1,000 who do not. It is better to go to your grave with no children at all than to have children who are godless. A city's population may grow because of the wisdom of one person, while a whole tribe of lawless people disappears. I've seen such things many times and have heard of even more striking examples. I don't know why I can't see this. Because when I'm doing this, I'm not reading from the book. I'm actually reading from the screen. Because if I read from the book, I don't know if what I'm reading is on the screen. So let me just get where I'm supposed to be here. Maybe I'll do it like this so it's not so conflicting. Hold on a second. Bear with me. Okay. The Lord's flaming anger will break out against a small gathering of sinners or a disobedient nation. He did not forgive those ancient giants who rebelled against him, confident of their own strength. He detested the arrogance of the people amongst whom Lot lived, and he did not spare them. He showed no mercy to the nation which he doomed to destruction for its sins, nor on the 600,000 people on the march through the wilderness who gathered together in stubborn rebellion. Even if there had been only one stubborn person, it would have been a miracle if he had escaped punishment. The Most High is no freaking joke. That's not what it says, but that's what I'm thinking right now as I'm reading this. The Most High is merciful. Okay, it said merciful, but he can also become angry. He can be overwhelming in his forgiveness or in his anger. So let's ask for forgiveness. Let's ask for mercy instead of the Most High's anger. His punishment is as severe as his mercy is great. He judges people by what they have done. No sinner can escape with what he has stolen. The Most High will reward the patient of devout people. Every righteous person will be rewarded. Everyone will get what he deserves. That's the second time I've seen that somewhere, that everyone gets what they deserve. Okay, and these are the little references. Some manuscripts add verses 15 through 16. The Most High made the king of Egypt so stubborn that he would not acknowledge the Most High in order that the world might know the Lord's works. He shows his mercy to all creation. He has divided his light from darkness with a plumb line. Hold on. Look at this. 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 So you see here, if I'd stopped here, it went from 14 to 17. There is nothing but the Most High that just did what just happened. I have not read this. You see there are references, these little letters throughout this entire Bible. Something said stop here, read this. What is that reference? And what it's saying is that even in the hidden books, the Apocrypha is the hidden books. There are hidden verses. Oh my goodness. So the point is this. Don't stop at the 66. How could you possibly stop at the 66 books? I do not care what anybody says. Reading is not a bad thing. Reading books is not a bad thing. Read the books and have discernment about what you're reading. And ask the Most High and wisdom to guide you. Don't let anybody tell you what you can read, especially if you're an Israelite. You know the history of Negroes, where we weren't allowed, our ancestors weren't allowed to read or learn to read or write. We went through school where we were supposed to be less than or not as smart as. Okay, let me stop. Back to this. Breathe. And there's a technique that you can use that I teach with my Black Folder project. It's called 478. You haven't heard of that, look it up. When you breathe in for the count of 4, hold for 7, and then breathe out for 8. You do that 4 times, and it changes your entire mindset. Like right then, when I just kind of went off because of this, you can reframe your mind, get back to peace and calm by doing 478. Okay. So never say, I will hide from the Most High. Nobody up there is going to give me a thought. How can I be noticed among so many people? I've thought that before. I don't. Have you guys thought that before? Hold on a second. The creation. I'm looking at this little. I don't know how long I've had this thing. A long time, obviously. 2018. I've had this. It's got little spots on it, but hey, we're gonna deal with it for a day. Wait a minute. Let's go back. Think about this. Never say. I can't look at that. Ugh. Never say, I will hide from the Most High. Nobody up there is going to give me a thought. How can I be noticed among so many people? The creation is so enormous. What am I worth? When the Most High comes, everything will tremble. The earth and the great waters beneath it, the sky and the heavens above it. The mountains will shake. This is what we're waiting for, what we think we're waiting for. The foundations of the earth will shudder when he looks at them. The Most High isn't going to give me a thought. Nobody cares what I do. If I sin and am secretly disloyal, nobody will know. Nobody will know it. If I do what is right, nobody will tell the Most High about it. Who wants to wait for him anyway? He's too slow in doing what he said he would. Only someone with very little sense and foolishness, foolishly misguided, would think things like that. Oh my goodness. I don't know if anybody will ever see this video, but I'm going to tell you something that I needed to read that. Because after I read Proverbs, talking about the righteous and the foolish and how the righteous would win and the foolish would lose, I was like, yeah, right. I mean, at the end of the day, that's kind of where I was. And then I thought, it's more to this than what I'm just reading on the sheet of paper. It's about in the end, by the end, at the end. It's not in the moment, right now, what you see. And so it's the same. Don't you worry. Don't you think that the Most High can't see everything you do and say. And not just you, everyone. You might be a little tiny speck of a nothing person, you think. But everything you think, you say, you do, how you treat people is recorded. Okay, let me at least try to finish chapter 16. God's wisdom in creation. Son, listen, pay attention to me. You will gain knowledge if you do. I will give you diligent and accurate instruction. In the beginning, the Most High did his work of creation and gave everything a place of its own. He arranged everything in external order and decreed that it should be that way forever. Not one part of creation ever grows hungry. No part grows tired or stops its work. The parts do not crowd one another, and they never disobey his word. When the Most High had made all of this, he looked at the earth and filled it with good things. He covered it with all kinds of creatures that must die and return to dust. Then the Most High formed human beings from the dust and sent each of them back to it again. He gave them only limited time to live, but he gave them authority over everything on earth. He made them to be like himself and gave them his own strength. He made all other creatures afraid of them. He gave them authority over all the animals and birds. He gave them their tongues and their eyes, their ears and their minds and their consciousness. He filled them with knowledge and understanding and showed them the difference between good and evil. He gave them his own insight to let them see the majesty of his creation. They will praise his holy name and proclaim the greatness of all he does. He made knowledge available to them and gave them the law of the source of life. He made an eternal covenant with them and revealed his commands to them. They saw the splendor of his majesty and heard the glory of his voice. He warned them against unrighteousness and taught each person how to treat others. God is judge. The Most High is always aware of what people do. There is no way to hide from him. He gave each nation its own ruler, but Israel is the Most High's own possession. The Most High is always watching what people do. Everything they do is as clear as day to him. None of their sins are hidden from him. He is aware of them all. When we give to the poor, the Most High considers it as precious as a valuable ring. Human kindness is as precious to him as life itself. Later he will judge the wicked and punish them. They will get what they deserve, but the Most High will allow those who repent to return to him. He always gives encouragement to those who are losing hope. A call to repentance. Come to the Lord and leave your sin behind. Pray sincerely that He will help you live a better life. Return to the Most High and turn away from your sin. Have an intense hatred for wickedness. Those who are alive can give thanks to the Most High, but can anyone in the world of the dead sing praises to the Most High? A person who is alive and well can sing the Most High's praises, but the dead, who no longer exist, have no way to give Him thanks. How great is the Most High's merciful forgiveness of those who turn to Him. But this is not the nature of human beings. Not one of us is immortal. Nothing is brighter than the sun, but even the sun's light fails during an eclipse. How much easier it is for a human's thoughts to be eclipsed by evil. The Most High will look out over all the stars of the sky. Human beings, they are dust and ashes. The greatness of God. The Most High, who lives forever, created the whole universe. And He alone is just. He has given no one enough power to describe what He has done, and no one can investigate it completely. Who can measure His majestic power? Who can tell the whole story of His merciful actions? We cannot add to them. We cannot subtract from them. There is no way to comprehend the marvelous things the Lord has done. When we come to the end of that story, we have not even begun. We are simply at a loss for words. Man is nothing. What is man? Of what use is he? The good that he does, the evil that he does. What does it all mean? If a person lives 100 years, he has lived an unusually long time. But compared with all eternity, those years are like a drop of water in an ocean, like a single grain of sand. That is why the Lord is so patient with us, why He's so free with His mercy. He looks at us and knows that we are doomed to die. That is why He is so willing to forgive us. A person can show compassion to someone he knows, but the Most High shows compassion for all humanity. He corrects us. He disciplines us. He teaches us like a shepherd tending the sheep. He brings us back to Himself. He will have compassion on us if we accept His guidance and are eager for Him to show us where we are wrong. Kindness and charity. Son, when you help someone, don't reprimand him at the same time. When you make a gift, don't say anything that hurts. Your words count for more than what you give. Even dew gives some relief during a spell of hot weather. Yes, kind words are more effective than the best of gifts. And if you are really concerned, you will give both. It is stupid to be unkind and insulting. No one's eyes are going to sparkle at a gift that you resent giving. There's the picture of you resent giving something. Okay. Self-examination. We're going to get through at least 19. Self-examination. Know what you're talking about when you speak, and give attention to your health before you get sick. Examine your conscience before the Lord judges you. Then, when the time comes, He will forgive you. Humble yourselves before you are punished with sickness. When you have sinned, show repentance. If you make a promise to the Most High, keep it as soon as you can. Don't wait until you're about to die to set things straight. But before you make such a promise, be prepared to keep it. Don't try and test the Most High's patience. Think. Do you want Him to be angry with you on the day you die? No. When you face His judgment, do you want Him to turn His back on you? No. When you have all you want, think what it is like to be hungry, what it is to be poor. Things can change in a single day. The Most High can act very quickly. If you are wise, you will be careful in everything you do. When sin is all around you, be especially careful that you do not become guilty. Every intelligent person can recognize wisdom and will honor anyone who shows it. If you appreciate wisdom, when you hear it, you will become wise yourself, and your words will be a source of wisdom for others. Self-control. Don't be controlled by your lusts. Keep your passions in check If you allow yourself to satisfy your every desire, you will be a joke to your enemies. Don't indulge in luxurious living. The expense of it will ruin you. Don't make yourself a beggar by borrowing for expensive banquets when you don't have enough money on your own. If you do, you will never get rich. If you don't pay attention to the small matters, you will gradually ruin yourself. Wine and women make sensible men do foolish things. A man who goes to prostitutes gets more and more careless, and that carelessness will cost him his life. Worms will feed on his decaying body. It is silly to trust people too quickly. If you sin, you are hurting yourself. If wickedness makes you happy, you will be condemned. Loose talk. Avoid idle talk, and you will avoid a lot of trouble. Never repeat what you hear, and you will have no regrets. Don't tell it to your friends or your enemies unless you want to be sinful. It's just you want. Don't tell it to your friends or your enemies unless it would be sinful to keep it to yourself. Whoever hears you will take notes of it, and sooner or later will hate you for it. Have you heard a rumor? Let it die with you. Be brave. It won't make you explode. A foolish person trying to keep a secret suffers like a woman in labor. Anytime he hears a secret, it's like an arrow struck in his leg. If you hear that a friend has done something wrong, ask him about it. Maybe it isn't true. If it is true, he won't do it again. If you hear that a neighbor has said something he shouldn't, ask him about it. Maybe he didn't say it. If he did, he won't say it again. If you hear something bad about a friend, ask him about it. It might be a lie. Don't believe everything you hear. A person may say something carelessly and not really mean it. Everyone has sinned in a way at some time or another. If you hear something that makes you angry with your neighbor, ask him about it before you threaten him. Leave the matter to the law of the Most High. Some manuscripts add verses 17c through 19. And don't be angry. Fearing the Lord is the first step towards his accepting you. He will love you if you're wise. Learn the Lord's commands. It is a discipline that gives life. Those who do what pleases him enjoy the fruit of the tree of immortality. Whew. The ones that they left out are the verses that bring chills over me. It may be too powerful for those who have discernment and spirit to read it. And they didn't want it. They wanted it to remain hidden from the hidden books. Recognizing real wisdom. Fear the Most High and keep his law. That is what wisdom is all about. You may know everything that is to know about wickedness. That does not make you wise. It is not sensible to follow the advice of sinners. It is possible to use cleverness for wicked purposes, but some people act like fools because they don't know any better. A devout person, even if he's not very intelligent, is better off than the cleverest of sinners. It is possible to be marvelously clever and still be dishonest, or to get what you want by being absurdly polite. Then there are those wicked people who go about looking very solemn and mournful, but who are only trying to deceive you. They will turn their faces away and pretend not to hear you, but they'll take advantage of you when you least expect it. If for some reason they are unable to sin now, they get around it. They get around to it at every opportunity. You can know a man by his appearance. The first time you look at him, you can tell if he has good sense. His character shows in the way he dresses, the way he laughs, and the way he walks. That's the picture for those that pretend not to hear you. Okay, that was interesting. I'm going to stop there. Yeah, I think I'm going to color this picture of this guy who is offering a gift, offering this gift up, but he doesn't want to give it. And I remember, I remember going way back with Christmas, where my dad used to give us, I think he used to give us all like $100. And that was the only time you really got that kind of money. And you would spend that money on gifts. We had a big family, gifts for your family members. We were so stupid. We should have just picked names, but we didn't. We tried to give everybody a gift. But you got them little chintzy gifts because you wanted to have some money left over for yourself. That was the crux of it. I think about it now. I think about it. We should have been smarter so that we could have just got one person a gift instead of we had to get 8 people in the family instead of 8 gifts and then horrible gifts when you could have gotten one person a nice gift and then had the money for the rest of the year to do what you needed to do. But even as Christmas time is coming up now, these holidays, and everybody asks you, like I just got my nails done, where I used to have the gold, which is absolutely unusual. This is normal for me. And they'd grown out so much because it'd been a whole month since I got them done. So I asked her to cut them down some because my nails are getting too long. That she asked me about, what are you going to do for the holidays? You cooking for Thanksgiving? Like, no, I haven't even given any thought. Like, those days are gone. That stuff is gone. It was gone even before COVID for me. It never made sense to me that you're going to take these days, and certainly after I found out about Thanksgiving itself and what really happened, but you're going to take these days, and these are the days you're going to celebrate. You celebrate every day. Every day is Thanksgiving. Every day you should be grateful and thankful. Every day you should try to be eating healthy and good food. That was fun coloring that. And I don't know why, like I said, everything is two-tone to me. It's like not just one color. See what a difference that made when I added that? See how it looks right there? I didn't add anything to it. And, I remember when I first started coloring and drawing and doing art, it was paint by number 30 years ago. All right, that was fun to color. And then let's just go ahead and color this one. This is the people that pretend not to hear you, but they're listening to you. They are listening to you. They're going to use whatever you say against you. So be careful of those people. And don't be that person. Trying to be heard by somebody who you think you want to be heard by. Yeah. I don't know. I just sit back and look at all that thinking, ugh. People like this, I don't say nothing to you. It reminds me of, this reminds me of how they started to include inclusion in the diversity, equity, and inclusion. Diversity stopped working because then they knew that was just anyone but white men. So that made them angry. And then they came up with equity, and that was even a difficult concept for people to even understand that. Then when they rested on inclusion, they had hit the freaking jackpot. Because what inclusion meant was, okay, by law, we got to include y'all people up in here. By law, we got to hire you. So we got to hire so many of you, right? So because we have to hire you anyway, we don't really want you, but we have to. The law tells us we have to. So we have to hire you and pay you when we could be hiring our friends, which we want to hire our friends, but we got to hire you instead of our friends. So because of that, we're going to include you. Not that we want to, but we're going to include you at the table because you know what we realized? You guys have some good ideas. You guys have some good ideas. When we do allow you to speak and include you, you come up with some good stuff that makes us money, that gets us a promotion. It ain't going to help you none, but it's going to help us. So yeah, let's include them at the table. Get their ideas. Help us make more money. And it took me a while to realize that portion of it. Once I realized it, yeah, I'm at the table. I'm sitting at the table. I may say a little thing here or there, but I ain't gonna give you the sauce. I ain't gonna give you the gold. You're not getting it. You're not getting it. I'm gonna give you just enough so you know that I'm a part of whatever you're trying to do here, but you're not getting the real deal. I'm sitting here thinking, nope, the idea you just came up with around this table is never gonna work. And I know why it's not gonna work, but I ain't saying nothing. It ain't got nothing to do with me. They don't have anything to do with me. It's not have anything to do with me. Go ahead with it. Go ahead with your idea. That's the way I ended up at the end of my corporate career, working in corporate. Like, all right. Well, what do you think, Maria? And I would say something, but it wouldn't be what I'm really thinking. It wouldn't be all of what I'm thinking. It wouldn't be an idea that I had. I used to do that in the beginning. Oh, and then I'd say the idea, and the next thing you know, somebody in the meeting was presenting that idea as their idea. That person's getting promoted. That person's getting a bonus. I'm like, nope, not going to happen. Done. No. So that inclusion thing is not for us. It's because they had to figure out a way to use it, right? They figured out a way to use it to their advantage. Like, figure that. You'll see. For those of you young people that are still in corporate, they're still doing, I don't know if you guys are meeting in person anymore or not, but and even if you're just on Zoom, you don't get anything for that. They made a few token people, so they don't, so that everybody won't let on that what they're doing might get a promotion or a bonus or whatever. But nope, it's not equal, not at all. Why did they just stop this whole thing with this person? Like, what's going on here? Okay, so that was fun to color. That was Sirach, chapter 16 through 19. So until next time, it's Ridea keeping it real.